For this graph, we want to find the period. And the period is defined really in kind of layman's terms here. The period, you can think about that as answering the question of how long, meaning how many degrees or radians does it take for the function to repeat itself. Okay, that's the question that we want to answer. So when you look at the graph, you want to look either between peaks or valleys. So I'll look at between peaks here. If I take a look here, I'm just going to divide this guy up. This is one way of doing it. Okay, so the next time, so if I do a full cycle, if I go all the way down, all the way back up, now we start to repeat ourselves. So I'm going to stop here. Now I didn't have to pick the peaks. I could have done the valleys or any other point, but I just need to go through one full cycle. Now doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to note here that I started at pi over 4, and then it took me until 3 pi over 4 to repeat. So basically the question is how far are these apart? So I'll just write the word distance. And distance is found by taking the difference of the two numbers. It's going to be easiest to take the bigger one minus the smaller one. Okay, we want our period to be a positive value. So here's 3 pi over 4 minus pi over 4, which gives us 2 pi's, because 3 pi minus 1 pi is 2 pi's over 4, which is pi over 2. So it's going to take us a pi over 2 to repeat. Now notice that if you start from 0, so let's grab red. If I start from 0, I go all the way up. Okay, so go all the way up this guy, and then all the way back down. If I stop, that's one revolution, and notice that from 0 to 2 pi, I've done one full cycle. So again, excuse me, not 2 pi, pi over 2. That pi over 2 is the same value I got over here. In fact, if I go from, let's say I go from this point right here to this point right here, I'm going to end up with a value of pi over 2. So it doesn't matter where you pick your starting point, as long as your ending point matches up so that you've done one complete cycle of the graph.